Bucket Bash. Yeah, and we are going live. Friday night. Friday night.
Kind of reminds me of American Horror Story.
Yep. So,
My box of
No.
horrors
Happy
with all the
Friday.
random shit that I have.
oh no, Heiko, you're already swearing.
Oh god.
Didn't make it 10 seconds.
Oh no, we're 40
I didn't know
seconds
it was a
in.
thing.
Yeah. All right. So tonight I got a special little video to share with the crew. I went to a scale model train convention this past weekend, and I got some really dope video footage and everything. And I put together a collage video of all this footage. I just gotta find it now.
A badass montage.
Yeah, it's a big badass montage too. So we can watch this, and we'll check all this stuff out. So this first display I'm looking at is from the Colfax Railroad Club.
Nice.
I like
Hey,
it.
look at those houses, man.
Though they're real detailed. That's what this club specializes in their housing. When they detail their houses and stuff. So
Yeah.
the lady that was housing this, she said each one of these buildings probably took about 100 hours for the people who built them to put them together, because like some of them, like they put special brick layouts and stuff and painted them and all that type of stuff. So it's just super detailed. And here's another one. Here's the big corporate trains. So you got like McDonald's and KFC and stuff on this one. So it's pretty
man,
cool.
yeah.
M&M's and Lightning McQueen and Mater, another M&M train,
That's
just
cool.
another McDonald's caboose. And then I think the train that was going the opposite direction had like KFC and something else. And then
Nice.
the teddy bears. The teddy bears were cool.
Dude, where's the graffiti ones?
I thought about that. My father-in-law actually has water slides that are little graffiti tags and stuff to put on his
That's so
clothes and
awesome.
stuff. So I was like, that's cool. But and then there was, I was just going through checking some of these things out and making sure I got good double vision or good double views. And a lot of these corner sections, they have like a diorama scene with the corner section, and like most of those corner sections are made off of little landmarks from Minnesota areas here in Minnesota and stuff. So one of the scenes that's going to come up is it's like a grain tower. I was telling Carrie about it the other day. It's like a grain tower, and here in Minnesota, that was like a big thing. We have a lot of really cool grain towers that went up and down like one of our avenues, and it was like an avenue where you could like just ride your bike up and down. Here it is, right here. And this is just like a complete scale remnant of what those look like. And they only just started tearing those buildings down in the last 5 years that I've been up here in Minnesota. So just that kind of a history, but to see it in the scale model style is super cool,
Yeah.
So this would be a scale model style of a Purina dog factory, dog food factory. So
Yeah.
that's what this plant is in scale style of.
They
And then this
have
is
the
like,
silos on the side of it. That is pretty awesome. Great detail right there, man.
and then this is a really cool overpass design. They put this one under another trains and stuff.
Yeah,
It turned out
suspension
really
bridge.
cool.
Heck
Yep.
Yeah, man.
That's cool. Big steel girder. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then got a little pond and just all the stuff on this one. I thought this one was super cool. So I got like
Yeah.
2 different footing
Yeah,
sets of
I'm
this one.
a big fan of the water, like stuff like that. I
Are
like
those
to
built
work
in
with the water.
sections?
There's a lot of amazing.
Yeah.
Built
Everything's built in
modularly.
sections so it can be transported.
Yep. and
So I guess
connected.
if you wanted to build one section at a time, it wouldn't cost that much money then. You can
Dude,
build your whole
that-
set over time, yeah.
Well,
Is
right.
that a submarine on the dock?
Yeah. That's a submarine on the dock. Then over there, it's a bush maze. It's a maze out of bushes. and stuff.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
this one what we're looking at right now is Gunpla scale, 144 Gunpla scale. Oh, and then I got like some special clips to recycle through and stuff, like special scene cuts and everything I did with my editor as we went through. So
Great
it does
work.
that.
Awesome shots, bro.
Dude, I try. I really did. Um, it wasn't as crowded as I thought it was going to be, so that was really nice too. Being able to get some, these really good shots and these quick, clear images and stuff. So that's one of the things that I liked a lot. The kids had a great time. They were each able to find themselves some trinkets. The boy got a couple coins, and my daughter she got a couple rings, and she got what else did she get? She got some rings and a bracelet and some pins. She's collecting pins, like what you put on a purse or on a hat or on a vest, like little
Yeah.
pins. So she collects those types of things. So she found like this really nice brass train pin. It was not cheap, and she had to have it. So she picked it up. She got it and stuff. So I got guys coming in here. Oh, Scott's in, and then yeah, Carrie's
Welcome.
over there. We're
Chatting it
not
up.
kicked out or anything. Yep. So glad to have you in, Scott. Glad Carrie's chugging along on that too. And yeah, so like I said, we're still in the clips and stuff. This is that submarine spot again that I thought was really cool. That's why I took so many pictures, and I got a bunch of still shots too that I'll share later and everything as well. But for this, we'll probably like put that on a small video later on throughout the night and just let it play cycle so people can see things and stuff too. Oh yeah, all the different little things that my camera does a bunch of things at once.
Yeah.
So I, as you're seeing, my camera's like doing a reverse, reverse, and then it was also like. And so it did that with everything. Everything I took a shot of, I got a reverse. I got a black and white. I got a sepia. I got like so I can tell it to do all those things all at the same time too. So as
Yeah.
long as I'm getting a good clear shot, I'm getting all these photos, I'm getting all these videos, all it's capturing all at the same time. That's so cool. I love that. So,
You've been watching
so that's why I was like,
Lego
yeah,
builds
just put the
lately.
whole collage together. It'll look cool that way.
Man, that's a great find, bro. That was right
Yeah,
there in your hometown over in Minnesota?
yeah, right there at the state fairgrounds, they host it twice a year. So I'm gonna go back in May again and get some better shots, some more shots, and I'll probably maybe get a few pictures of the swap meet section of everything. That's what I really
Yeah.
didn't
Oh
do any
yeah.
filming of this time. But I want them to know that I'm giving them exposure before I do anything like that or show people's faces on things. I tried to really make sure I wasn't showing too many people's faces except for like
Yeah.
the people who are controlling the trains and stuff. And those guys, they're all really great and stuff. So that was brought to you in part by our sponsors, the Wicked Wookie, the Model Rocketeer, and Scott, our friend over at Clarksville Hobby Depot LLC. Those guys are the reason why I was able to go out there and do that this weekend. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for being our
That's
sponsors.
awesome.
Yeah, you guys help push us forward with those things, and it makes it so much easier for me to talk my wife into going and doing stuff when I tell her it's for work. Don't tell
Yeah.
her I told you that.
Road trip. I
but
mean, business trip.
It is a
yep,
business trip.
yep. So
It is.
yeah,
I
and it's so
know.
cool.
That's what I mean.
Um,
That's
just
what I got
all
on
the
the brain.
things that was there. My father-in-law, when I showed him, started showing him pictures and stuff. He was like, "Oh man, you mean I missed it?" So he was like, because he had just got back from his trip from what is it? Alaska. They went for like a 3.5 month trip up north to Alaska,
Oh my
and
Nice.
goodness.
yeah, super great trip. They brought they brought back home some cool stuff for themselves and for me. They got
Did
me
they
one of
bring back a
those.
bear?
No,
A
no,
bear's
Damn
too
it.
head.
bad. But they brought me back one of those knives. Those knives that are getting popular from Alaska. The curved knife with the curved cutting board. They
Yeah.
brought me one of those, which was super cool. The thing is like deadly sharp. Not even razor sharp. That thing's deadly sharp.
Holy
Like
crap.
was it Doug Marcaida? He would go, "Eat with kill," like yeah, that knife.
Yeah.
It would do that, So yeah, it was great to see my mother and father-in-law again. We didn't get to see them all summer, so it was a really good thing to see them, and you know, especially like they caught the germ when they were up there. So
Yeah.
that was kind of sucks. They had to like sit in their trailer for like 5 days while they were up there, and follow the
That's
rules
Freaking
and
out of
everything. But
COVID. Yeah, it's not fun, man.
luckily, I mean, like their trailer set up like a little house on wheels, so they had all the amenities that they needed: a shower, a working toilet, a working kitchen. So they had everything in their trailer. So
yeah.
and it was their trailer. It wasn't like a rental or anything. So they felt comfortable enough to stay and everything. I was like, that's cool, because the
Yeah.
only other option would have
They're
been
so
like
comfortable.
them like going to a hotel or something and quarantining off in a hotel. And that just sounds awful. I wouldn't want to do that.
Well, good they're still in good health and
Oh
glad
yeah,
they're home, man.
yep. They said all their sickness was very mild, and they said they were back up and up and about in less than 4 days. Like for being in their mid to late 60s, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because they're in that target zone.
Yeah, I think I
So
was sick for like 5 days, man.
yeah, Heiko was completely quiet, didn't talk to nobody for nothing. I tried checking up on you, and he didn't even respond. He was just like, I don't care.
I think for the part of me, I was stuck to my fucking bed. And like I
Yeah,
let my phone just sit there. I didn't touch it like at all. I was just like laying there doing nothing.
You're
okay,
on
that does
potato
sound
mode.
sweet.
Potato mode the whole time. Yeah, man. I honestly
Golly.
felt relieved in my life that all I want to do is lay down. That's the most exciting thing for me in my life right now. I don't know why.
Man, I've been extremely lucky. I haven't caught it whatsoever. My kids and my wife haven't caught it whatsoever.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, man.
My kids brought it home. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started
I've
watching.
always called them little germ spreaders, like that's just
Oh
their
yeah.
job.
So I
They're
started
yeah.
watching retro arcade games. Then Lego builds when I was sick. So I was like mesmerized by that. That was interesting.
That's awesome. That's
Lego,
awesome.
Lego, I never understood how expensive it is because you think Gundam's expensive. These guys are buying like $2,000 sets, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're
no, them Lego
building
kits, no
tabletop.
joke.
They are just jacked, man. Holy gosh.
Yeah, definitely no joke. So you guys are looking at a sea of all my gold interframe parts. That's what I've been working on this week.
What's that gold that you end up using?
I used G Paint Pale Gold.
I thought it was pale. Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
good. It has a burnt brass look to it, but
it does. It
yeah,
kind of does. Um,
I
and-
think gold is something that's like difficult to do unless you actually get electroplated because
Yeah.
real gold, you want it to look like real gold, but it's never really that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
no, I wasn't
Yeah.
going for like the hopes of like a real gold. I was telling Oni when we first loaded up Restream. I was like, yeah, I don't like. I didn't want to use that yellowish gold. You know what I want? You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean? Like,
the Mr. Color stuff like this.
well,
It's not gold, it's
Gives you,
flakes, man.
yeah, G Paint gives you a couple different kinds of gold. So one of the golds they give you is this super yellow gold.
Is it pretty pigmented? It has a lot of flakes because this one
They
has like
call,
tons and tons of flakes, man. I don't like
yeah,
that.
they call it pure gold.
Yeah.
From the G Paint line, and I mean compared to that yellow, I mean I like the gold I picked better.
Are you
The
saying that your
pale one.
flake, like
Yeah.
your flakes,
Yeah, the
Heiko,
pale
are
one.
really large? They're large flakes,
Yeah. Yeah, these flakes, if I showed you this next to the Alclad, you can see the flakes visibly. You can't see any flakes of the Alclad because that's
right
actually
on.
grinded,
It's,
what's
Yeah,
actually
they grind it
brass.
it's
Yeah.
in
much more
class.
It's
fine. I was saying
brass.
because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
would probably attest to that.
So,
'Cause I'm
like,
sure he's a car guy, but like back in the day, they would paint cars with candy colors. They would use like really big flakes in the metal, in the metallics to give it a real crazy flip flop. But the smaller the
yeah.
flake, the more fine the flip flop. But like you're saying, yeah, it's very very fine and pulverized, like Mike has. But yours has a little more of a gradient. It's a little larger.
Hmm.
I don't know the chemical or physical process, but I bet you can actually grind this down to be a finer grit. It's going to be some machining. I don't know what that process would be, but I bet you could. I've seen people take gold flakes, chop them down, and send them through their airbrush, and I was like completely crazy. It was completely crazy, but it worked though. And I think
So
that,
would you?
yeah,
Well, yeah, you would have to let that, like, you would have to pour that into like a mold to turn it into a stick or something, so that you could
yeah,
easily shave it or
oh
whatever
yeah,
you needed to do to get that fine material back and let it
and
dry out and everything. And
Right.
then in that whole process, you risk losing pigment quality.
Right.
and at that point, I think you'd rather use a polishing compound and just really
Yeah,
polish
Yeah,
up at that point.
Right.
Yeah,
dude, you know
because you're
how hard
sanding
it
the
is to
surface.
use that
Yeah,
polishing compound?
It's like stages,
It
like
is in
you have
difficult,
to
stages,
be
and
but
I
patient.
don't.
the repetitive
Yeah,
process of it is just so time consuming. It's
Yes.
Yep,
I think you
right.
just
You have to be so
since
patient.
you know what you're looking at to just take the time to find another paint and that has a finer quality of literally glitter. You know the metal flake that's in it,
the
finer quality.
Yeah.
pigmentation. Yeah,
That's going to be your Google your search. You know a fine metallic paints.
That Model Masters, man, I don't know what's going on with that Model Masters line. I think they're discontinuing it.
It's gone.
yeah,
But
they are. Yeah,
man, the all the metallics from the Model Master paint line, dude, they're super fine pigments and they lay on very smooth. Man, dude, they have micro micro flakes. You know, it's real fine, dude. Man, dude, I'm really gonna miss that paint, dude. Really gonna
I
miss
can
Yep.
it.
tell you if you can see the outclad here versus the Mister Color, like you
Oh yeah,
can't even see pigments in the outclad. It's so fine, but
right.
the pigment you can see the flakes in there. The thing
Yeah,
about
Yeah,
this is that
and that's where you call
this
it yeah
has a black base mixed
a
in
model
already, so
color paint.
it's a lot darker. So this looks more brass than gold, but it's close to
yes,
gold and pale. But it's also you can't see the pigment. It's not possible, and that's the one thing I never
Right.
understood because you want to have a very fine paint, like not
Now
something like Mr.
now you
Color
see
is relatively cheap. Yeah,
now you
Yeah.
yes,
see the theory
Well,
behind what Molotov uses to create that chrome. It's a two
yeah, it's
part
liquid.
thing. It's a
Yeah,
liquid, but when it settles, the chrome settles into a surface, and then there's a clear over top of it. If you break that surface, you deteriorate the effect, and it becomes a broken or like a shattered mirror,
yeah.
more or less. It just bleeds together. Now
People
you're
said
pushing
if you use
clear into the middle.
Alclad clear, it should seal it also, since it's acrylic clear. So it's
right,
ink
but
and you're putting acrylic over it, I think. That's what they're saying.
no, what's happening is, okay, if you let it just do the curing process that it's supposed to do without putting any top coat or anything on it, like one person says like 12 days, one person says 14 days, another
I have
person
no
says
idea.
3 weeks. Nobody knows. But I waited like 2 full weeks and then I touched it, right? Just touched it just a little bit, and the pressure of me touching it just that little bit caused a shock wave to disturb the silver underneath the clear, that it like the two
Yeah,
layers separate when they cure out. They separate, so you have a full layer of clear over that silver, and I don't know how else to explain it. Like,
I
it's
don't know, man.
it's a
If
very
that
difficult process.
if that would have happened to me, I would have thrown that paint in the damn trash. Because if it's not curing here, if it ain't curing like in like 3 minutes, like hardened, ready to sand, if it ain't ready to go, it's going in the trash because it's a waste of time, and I need to get these kits in and out the door ASAP. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah, that's why I only
yeah.
use it on thruster bells.
Because
Yeah,
Odie's working
thruster
on
yeah,
bells are
production,
definitely way
like
to go.
he's at a very high elite level of build quality and creativity, but also a very high level of production. So his efficiency is at its peak. So he has no time. Everything has to be streamlined right to the next
No
point.
time
Or
at
yeah.
all.
every
Yeah,
Yeah,
stroke on
that's
that
true.
sander is wasted time at a production level like Odie's.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is that chrome we're talking about, Oni.
The Molotov. Yeah. The Gundam marker chrome seems pretty
So if
promising,
you
and I
don't
mean it's
touch it,
lacquer.
that's the quality you get if you don't put your hands on it at all.
I think it's
Yeah,
legit
you
Like,
gotta
because
it's
be
a
careful.
it
a
needs
nice shine to it and
without
everything.
disruption.
But is it enamel base?
And that's what I don't know. It
It's
doesn't give you.
ink
It's
actually.
German. Everything's in German on it, on the packaging and everything. It's all very German. So it's
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's all temporal. You gotta be really careful with it.
yeah.
But I like using it for eye detail, camera details, and putting clear paint over it. It's okay, but it's not going to be good for wide surfaces.
Right.
You might want to use like traditional spray paints for that and airbrush
I had
paints.
to dump it and smear it to get it to cover
Yeah,
those swords.
yeah,
That
yeah.
it wasn't a fun process, but I didn't waste or anything. I just dumped it right onto the sword and then smeared it around. And once it cures up, you can go back with lacquer thinner and clean it up really fast with lacquer thinner.
I didn't
So
know
I
that.
Really?
don't know if that's a hint to what it's made out of, but lacquer thinner cleans it up real fast.
I know people
Yeah.
use alcohol and lacquer thinner. That's what they did on the Molotov Hong Kong build tutorial video. They thinned it without the airbrush to make it flow.
Yeah, Carrie.
Yeah.
There was no
Man,
instructions. They didn't tell you what they used. But it was like, I'm pretty sure it was Gaia Notes thinner they used, but with the leveling also.
maybe try mixing it and thinning it down with lacquer thinner to help it dry a little faster.
That'd be interesting to try.
I know you don't need a black base for it though. It'll
No,
still,
no, you don't.
yeah.
I used the blue,
Really?
the light
Yeah.
blue that I used on it, or this light blue that's for the rest of the weapon. I painted the whole weapon that color first.
Oh gosh. Hey, they made an attachment to put the Gundam marker on your airbrush. It's like a green
Oh,
little ring thing.
yeah. The
Does that work
oh,
with the chrome Gundam marker pens? I wonder if you could do that and dump it
that
into
should
your
work with
airbrush.
any Gundam marker pen, I thought.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that recently. I thought it was cool. It's like what, a few dollars
Well,
maybe?
they have an airbrush attachment and they have an actual airbrush for
Yeah.
Gundam markers. So, but the airbrush for Gundam markers, everything else that comes with it besides the tool that holds the marker is junk because you're not going to use any of that. You're going
Hey,
to end up just
aerosol.
hooking it up to whatever your compressor is because they give you the can system, and I don't like that can system. That thing's weird.
Aerosol,
Have to,
yeah. It mixes
have to go
actually with
outside there.
aerosol thinner air.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. What's that? Creo? The Creo, the 107s, the Creo 107s, you can hook it up to the Mr. Colors spray paint. And man, that thing's kind of wild, man. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but man, I don't think it'll be consistent, as if you had your own
That
pot,
that sounds
painting out the damn
weird.
paint.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds real weird. Now,
So
our friend Brokeman at Brokeman Studios, he likes to take and empty out cans of paint
yeah, he
and put them
Uh,
decants. I
through his
saw his video
airbrush.
on that.
And he does some
yes.
pretty good work that way. Like
It's
he's
really
really
smooth,
made to.
man.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
smooth paint. Yeah, I've seen that. It's good.
Mhm. So, especially his work with metallics, those chrome metallics that he buys and does that with, those are I'm really impressed that those transferred over so well that way.
What
Yeah.
That
paint
was
brand
one
is
of the
he
things.
using?
He's using literally rattle
What
can enamels from like his supermarket.
Yep.
He's in the
whatever he can get
UK.
his hands on. He's
Yep.
using
Yeah,
whatever he
it's
can get his hands on.
yeah, it's
But
whatever you can find.
it's like that adapt and overcome,
Uh huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a solid concept, man. You can thin it out, put thinner in there, and make it spray real smooth and fine.
Yep.
It's
Oh
a
yeah.
good strategy.
Dude, that's some
Very good.
old school. That's some old school car junkie stuff, man. Like you get some really good enamel paint, you can thin it down with some all kinds of stuff. I don't recommend gasoline, but it works, kind of.
Yep.
But the idea being is if you get a quality paint and a quality thinner of sorts that will work, you know what I mean? You can get a good spray pattern and make anything stick. And that's where this idea comes from. Like when we just started crushing berries and started making colors. That's simple. And then it breaks down to the point, like I said, it's the size of the metal flake in a paint that gives you an interesting perception, the flip flop
Yeah.
or whatever. So back in the day, the big chunks that was like the 70s.
You know, that reminds me. It doesn't matter the size of the
For a
frog.
gold coating, you want it to be, it's infinite. It's so small. There's no particle. It's all coated. You know, that's
Yeah.
why Molotov is very special. So it's hard to replicate gold. It's just one of those things, man. it'll be forever in the universe impossible to create that golden effect, unlike gold itself.
I really use
Yeah, that's
Photoshop at
just.
that point, man.
Well, I do have a little secret from the tattoo world that I do know about, like when you're tattooing, like to make metal effects and stuff like that. Gold
Get out
is
your
not
notebooks,
yellow.
kiddies, and sharpen your pencils and listen good.
Yep.
Uncle Webb
Gold
C
is not
knows about what it
yellow.
is.
Gold is green.
I got a
Gold is
question for you
green.
guys. If
Who
could
else
you
is going to
take
agree that?
a high grade kit
So
out of the
Mike
box?
nailed it.
ponder that for a while you think about gold.
Yep.
I
Real
have an idea
gold
about
Mike
gold.
nailed it.
has a green glow to it.
It does.
It
You're
doesn't
right.
glow yellow. It glows green. So
Huh.
gold is green. And so when you're mixing
Is that like
uh
light spectrum?
yeah,
Yes.
so
Yeah, that's weird. I don't really
yeah,
get that.
it's
It's a
all about light
this is
spectrum.
where
So
your
when you mix
science comes into
Yep.
play
So when
here.
you mix your colors to get gold from yellows and oranges and reds and blues, what you would do is you would mix yellow and blue to create a green. Then you would mix yellow and green to make a super light green. And then you would take a yellow and an orange and mix that together. And then you would slowly mix a little bit of yellow and orange into the big pile of yellow and green until it turned gold.
Is
And
that
then
because
you
of
would have a dark
oxidation?
gold, and then you would slowly take that dark gold and you could add white and a more orange to it to brighten it up into a brighter gold. But the base would always want to be green. You would want to start your base green. It's really crazy. I was learning color theory is just like sound theory, man. Music theory and stuff. It's crazy when you start delving into it. But yeah, just like drawing wind. Like man, that Pocahontas movie wasn't joking. You ain't seen shit till you can paint with all the colors of the wind. Oni knows what I'm talking about. No,
See,
over here
that's what I
painting
don't
these
get. Like, you
demonic
can draw
looking ice
clouds,
demons and stuff.
Like, how do you draw
So
wind? You can draw fog and air moisture, but you can't draw the wind, though, can you? Is it transparent, or
paint.
is it just air
The
moisture you're
joke is
seeing?
you can paint with all the colors of the wind, Heiko. Paint with all the colors of the wind. So
Oh,
it's
okay, never mind. Yeah,
it's and
okay.
it's so they're joking like in that reference it means like drawing a sunset in the clouds. You
Yeah, I
know,
get
like
that. Yeah.
yeah. So that and it's just yeah, some of us can do it, some of us cannot do it at all.
So, like,
What,
air
what
is
if
not
what
even
if it's a
transparent.
what if it's a
It's
bigger
just,
metaphor? What if
A
it's a
bigger
bigger metaphor
metaphor?
like
It's always a
paint
bigger
with
Oh
metaphor.
yeah.
all
I
if
mean,
it's not
if
the
you're
wind,
on,
what if it's a metaphor for your soul, you know?
like,
Yeah.
Jupiter?
Ooh. Ooh.
You
Ooh.
know, like
Ooh.
something
Getting all
spiritual.
deep thoughts. Deep thoughts with Oni. Oh yeah.
So, like, I think of
No, I
wind, I
like it.
think of,
I
like,
like it. I like
Jupiter,
where it's
man.
going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely say if it's definitely about the soul, like then that's also asking: is your soul a colorful, open spirit, or is your soul dark and gray and dreary?
Right.
Like,
It's kind of like a
It's
purple.
black.
What kind of
It's
color do
black.
you
yeah,
choose?
yeah, or
I like
black. Yeah,
It's
I
yeah,
just
like
black.
my, I
definitely.
like my soul like my coffee, black.
I've heard some people say that if you have a black aura, that's
Oh,
not really
oh,
bad.
oh.
It's actually highly spiritual because that would be all the colors.
Heiko likes his cold and black.
Cold black coffee, man. Yeah, man. Microwave coffee.
3 days
Microwave.
old, 3 days old, sitting on a drilling rig.
And you're
Hey,
so
man,
lucky.
I've been there before.
You're
Yeah.
lucky my wife's not here. She'd be like
Sitting on the water
microwave
pump,
coffee.
sitting on the manifold on the motor of the water pump, and let that coffee get hot again.
She would
Yeah.
send you our spare Keurig.
Reuse it.
Yeah, I've cooked a
She'd
lot
be
of
like,
cans
no
of
more black
soup
coffee
on a
for
hot
you.
engine.
Reuse it.
You know, I'm gonna say this, and this is not gonna make sense to you. If I eat a lot of sugar, I get tired. If I drink a lot of coffee, I get tired, guys.
That's called ADHD, brother.
I know.
Yep.
It's
It's
like,
real. It's real. If that's what happens to you, then your ADHD is real.
okay,
All right.
so you know how COVID makes you tired?
Nope.
Kind
Well,
of.
Yeah.
I couldn't
I got
sleep
brain
when I was in
damage.
COVID. Like, I could not sleep for
You
like, I
saying the
was
C word,
actually
man.
wired.
Shame on
So
you,
Yeah.
Heiko. You
I
said
had
the
the
C
bat
word.
soup. I'm sorry.
You're
You said
banned.
the C
No,
word.
it makes sense. It makes sense
Yeah.
because there's quite a few guys that I know that they'll drink coffee after dinner, you know, and hang out, and then they'll just like it's nothing, and they just go to bed.
But I think it's
What
because
the?
the tolerance is so high in today's modern age. Because back in the day, coffee was very special. You know what I mean? And now we've turned it to a drink that you just go and buy. The Indians, indigenous people use it as a medicine. So you would take that, and that would give you a little bit of energy because they used to do that. Now we can.
No, it helped you shit yourself.
You have to
It's,
drink a
it's
whole.
It was a
laxative. That's what it's
laxative,
for,
bro.
man.
It was
South
coffee and
American
chocolate
Colombian
were
beans, man.
laxatives, bro.
The oil in the coffee, man, it's laxative. Yeah, yeah, that's what it's meant for, man. I mean, I'm glad for caffeine, man. It's just that I don't get the intended effect. I just like how it tastes, you know. I still get wired, but I just don't. I fall asleep on it. Like, who drinks coffee and falls asleep, man? Like who?
Dude,
I feel
when I
I
was in the
feel
army,
weird because of that.
I could put a funnel in my mouth and go to sleep and just pour coffee in it all night long and I wake up.
Oh,
There's just times where that don't matter. Or if you're like working in the oil field, like we're thinking, there's no time out there. Time stands still. There's no clock. All it is just money. The faster that drill spins, the more money that flies out of that hole. If it stops, there's fucking money getting wasted, and there's somebody getting more and more pissed off by the second. So,
see, I watched that movie,
yeah.
man. Deepwater Horizon. I watched that
so you
movie
work
recently.
these crazy shifts, but people are so good and so specialized in their jobs. We're right behind each other, watching each other's backs, trying to make as much money so we can all get home safely. So I know he has to pay attention. The guys he works with, like family too. When he's on the clock, it's like you gotta watch each other's backs and stay awake.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hey, Scott.
when you work in the oil field, is it like schedule based when you do things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's 24/7 schedule based every day.
Okay, so you know exactly what you're supposed to do.
It was 25 hours a day, 8 days a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't pay attention, I had a buddy. He crushed that one bone right. What is it, your sternum, right in the middle of your chest.
Ouch.
So he was getting coherent. He wasn't paying attention, and he took a big old 4-foot wrench to the chest and knocked him off the platform. And
Ooh.
he had to stop. He had to stop working on that drilling rig. But he moved on somewhere else. He's good. He's good. But yeah, man. I mean, you got to pay attention.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that those are just danger
Number
zones.
one enemy of safety is complacency. You do this job for 2 days, you do this job for 20 years. Things never change until you stop thinking about that safety because it starts with you.
Yeah.
And if you get complacent, that's when it all goes wrong, and it can go wrong. Like he said, something so simple is under tremendous force.
Yeah.
I've seen them break connections under pressure when they shouldn't have. You know what I mean? They stop it. They got the Kelly turning. They throw the tong too soon, and they break the connection, and that water comes out like a razor. It'll cut your ear off.
How do they do training
yes.
for that field, man? How does the training work? Do you get prior or on the job?
On the job.
No, seriously, like, do you have to be specialized, or you just go in as a hired
So
hand?
you can go sit down in front of a class or in front of a computer or study up on it as much as you can. But you ain't gonna learn nothing until you actually put your hands on it in the field and work with it. But
Yeah, that's gonna be
it's
tough, man. If you're green.
if,
Yeah.
if you're working with a bunch of guys that don't know what they're doing or either take a lot of shortcuts or not showing you the proper way, you could still get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would see that's difficult. You're gonna want a lot of experience to train you for that field.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a lot of technology. This is we're only talking about the technology is what changes. So there's a lot of time in the seat when you have to go into a new class. You got to sit there and listen to something new because technology evolves, but it's always the same understanding. And you only get it when you first set foot, first day green, and you learn because they're not going to make you do anything crazy. You have to learn. And anybody that's a good leader leads by example, and they're not going to let you do anything unsafe. They're going to show you how to do it. Boots on the ground, hands in it. That's how I was taught. Yeah. That's how I learned. And I had to watch my men's back like they were my kids. But that's what makes a good crew in the military. Yeah. Same thing. When you guys trust each other and you know what's happening, it goes good. But that's when complacency can slip in there and say, hey, guys hanging out on the rig, having a good time, and guy takes a wrench to the chest. You can't, no horsing around, man, head on a swivel.
Yep. Yes. Man, especially with the younger guys coming in. Now, I'm not that old, but me being in my 30s, I got these younger guys coming in between 18 to 20, and they I mean, everybody has that habit. Hey, I'm gonna grab that, that whatever it is, that load or whatever suspended,
Yep.
know,
Don't stand
I'm gonna
under
grab
it.
that. It's I mean, you get yelled at all the time. Hey, put your hands on it, get to work, but sometimes you got to just know what you're doing, or just kind of see what's the environment, and talk to that kid. Hey, stand back for a second, man. Let that thing do whatever it needs to do, man. You know. But
Sounds
yeah,
like an interesting. It sounds like a very interesting job.
I can see
yeah,
why it pays a
The
lot.
same job.
The
The same
experience
job every
pays
day.
too.
yeah.
It
I'll
can get wild, but
Hey,
I'll
Wayne,
shoot y'all
what's
some
the
pictures.
drilling rate in the United States? Are we open drilling or are we very selective how we drill?
oh, we're very
Uh,
selective.
I really
Like, are
don't.
we
I really don't
limited?
know about that side.
Uh, I don't know either, man.
I
Because I
worked
know
in
the United States
directional.
has a huge reserve that we don't drill. I know that
Yeah,
for a
I,
fact.
I worked in the
Yes.
directional drilling side. I was in inspection when at the very bottom green as I worked my way up, learning all the tools and all the connections, working on a rig, waiting. And then when it came to the point where I was leading the inspection teams, is the idea when you get to that level, it's just there's a lot of information.
Yeah. I
I can
work. I work
imagine.
more on the crane side of things. So I'm hooking up stuff and setting these big old modules and vessels and flares. I don't know if you've seen them damn flares on the side of the road. Yeah, I'm picking those
That's for
guys
burn
up and I'm
off,
setting
right?
them in place. Yeah,
Oh, no,
man.
here. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
So
When you get to see those things get lit, that's real fun. Especially when the pilot light's not working and you got to throw some flaming shit over the stack.
yeah, man.
That just sounds
That's
awkward.
how it
That's
flows, man.
that's not that's it's not it's not fun.
That
Everybody head
just
down.
sounds awkward.
Yeah,
Flaming
man.
shit over the stack, bro.
But for the most part, like on the directional drilling side, they have such technology where they use LiDAR to look through the vegetation and they use topographics and then they use geology and people on the ground to take samples. Like, in my area, the Utica is the next big thing they're trying to drill up, or drilling into in New York and stuff. Here was the Marcellus in my area. So I worked in the Marcellus shale. So that was some deep drilling we had, working on, but they're all different. Oil drilling is different than gas drilling. The
Yeah,
different substrates, the technologies get better and better. So what I did was measurement while drilling, or MWD, or you log a well. So when you send it down in there and you're drilling, it's taking measurements or sending resistivity out into the earth strata, and it transfers it back up the pipe, the conductor, and it can read that. So they can tell you where they're at in the earth by azimuth, direction, degree, inclination, declination, so they know where they're at in the earth for the most
yeah,
part. But there's some accidents, so they can put that drill where they want it.
Hit something hard and you fuck up, you gotta fix it.
Yeah.
oh yeah, man.
Oh,
A lot
I
of
know.
fixing.
Yeah. Yeah. You get that drill bit suck, man. You gotta either. Oh, I don't want to think about that. That's crazy stuff.
Oh, it is crazy stuff
Uh,
because that's what I specialized in before. See, drilling motors aren't straight; they have a crook in them. So when it's
Yeah.
drilling, if you hold it still, the bit is the only thing turning, and little by little it'll start to curve because it's crooked. But if it's straight, it drills straight. So to make it drill a straight hole with a crooked stick, you have to rotate the whole thing with the drill string as it's going, and it just makes a wobbly hole. All you gotta do is figure out where your elbow is on the bend, and it's called a kick, and it'll start kicking, and then you just gotta pay attention to the logs, what's going on, and that's the
yeah,
time. Sometimes you sit outside the gate, you're waiting for some well log to come back so they know it's safe or something. You're tripping out of the hole, because there's a lot of interesting wordage that gets used. When he shake his head, he's like, "Yeah, they're tripping out the hole. They're making stands. If they're coming out one at a time, it's gonna be a long night. If they're tripping out in
oh
stands,
yes,
you know what I mean? They got to go down.
yes,
BHA is bottom hole assembly. So if they got to go they
yeah,
got to go for the BHA because they destroyed something. They usually take everything out by stands, and they get to the bottom hole assembly, swap it all out, and throw it all back in the hole because that's 90 feet of pipe at a time versus 30-foot sticks.
yep, yep. Man, most of the time it's just I'm hooked up, ready to go. I pull that vessel out, and they send it to go get it inspected. And some, sometimes that company is so damn cheap. I don't want to name none of them gas refineries, but some of them are so damn cheap they don't even want to replace what they got.
I know
It's
who you're talking about. I
That's
know
it's
sad.
pretty
exactly.
damn it's pretty
I can
damn
name them
bad.
too.
So dangerous. Those vessels. I know they repair some of them sometimes, and there's no knocking the welders because they're good men. They're great welders, man. But you can only shine a dog turd on it. You know it. What
Yeah,
do you get?
yeah.
You shine a dog
They
turd, and thing's
they
going to
were
explode. It's
hoping,
under pressure. It's
yeah,
it's dangerous.
they were hoping to put like a patch or
Yeah.
some kind of band-aid on it, but it's at I don't know. At the end of the day, they shut that unit down that's producing so many thousands of gallons and so much profit in that one
It's
unit
your paycheck right
per
there.
day. Yeah, they shut that down and now they're trying to hurry up and get it back up and running, but they can't fix the problem, so they slap a band-aid on it and they're like, it's good enough, put it back in there,
Yep.
You
and
know, I guess if
it's
we're talking about work, I can talk about my job too.
yeah.
It's going to be very awkward. So I work for the state. I write documents on people that have disabilities.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna explain
Watching.
something to you guys you may not understand or may understand. Do you know what a genetic mutation is?
Yeah.
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 Okay, sir. Okay, let's give you an example. Okay, you have 23 chromosomes. Okay, that's what your
Doctor
pairs are
Neo.
made to form the base human genome. You form 3 billion pairs of genetic coding to form the base human genome. That's the make a person. These kids I'm working with are genetic mutations. That means they did not form the correct body, so they are disabled. Okay.
Uh,
Okay,
Okay.
so I was working with this kid, and he decided he liked something a lot in the store, so he started stealing stuff right in front of me. He just put it into his pockets, man. And you saw him on camera. I saw him on camera, and I asked him if he had anything in his pocket, and I watched him steal it, and he said no. So we had to involve his parents, the store, me, and I have to record this information for the state, basically. And these kids I'm working with, they're probably not going to work in their whole life. Like, it's like very, very jacked, man. Like
yeah.
100% jacked, dude. There's no
Mhm.
hope. But like, we have to work with them to make them work, basically.
Right.
You know
So,
what they used to do in Sparta?
oh god, I've seen that movie.
That's so
I've seen,
horrible.
I've seen. That's what the Romans did too, man. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Survival of the
anyways,
fittest.
so yeah, I work with these kids, and the
That's
state
cool.
wants they want solutions, man, because they want to determine whether they want to use taxpayer dollars to support them for disability. And
Right.
the idea is to train them to work so they don't have to use taxpayer dollars.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah,
I mean, there has to be something. I'm sure.
there's a way.
Well,
Yeah. So that's why they're training them. They get them. And if they can't do it, it's on them. And
I have a theory about those people.
I don't know, man. They don't feel human to me. And I'm
This
not
isn't like
here
a
to.
bad theory.
Yeah, fucking
I feel like
assholes. They don't fucking.
this isn't like a bad theory. Like I want the people that are born with those abnormalities. I feel like they're like what's left over of the aliens tampering with our ancestors.
Oh,
Uh oh.
Jesus Christ.
No, man. No, fuck, dude. I don't
Yeah,
even know,
dude.
man. I have
I
no
know. I know. I'm
idea.
out there. I know. I'm crazy.
No,
There goes
I
Webb's
don't
team. His
know,
crazy
dude. I
conspiracy
don't
theories
know.
again.
I can tell you one
but,
thing that we're never going to have a real answer, and then this will just keep going on and on throughout mankind, and that's what makes everything
Aliens.
so very special.
Okay, so I didn't mean to say that. What I'm saying is that
No, you're
I saw
good.
a
You get it.
video and they painted a sheep black and they put it back into the herd. You know what the whole herd did? It ran away from it.
Right.
It's a
That's
Exactly.
psychology
funny.
experiment. Yeah. It's like no matter what you do for these kids, people are going to know and they're going to differentiate because they're different. And it's
Well,
like,
that's
how do
Yeah.
you
sad.
help them? Because
That's
you can't
society.
make them fit in because people will know. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? Make everybody like you or something? Like I don't get it, man. Like I'm
It's
helping these
difficult.
kids, but I
Well,
can't do anything for anybody else to change their opinion on how they
Right.
see these people.
Yeah, no, it's that's the most difficult
That's
thing,
a
and
it's a really
people see
tough battle.
people see him that way as that because they also don't want to see the humanity in those people.
But
Uh,
it's the willpower. At the end of the day, you can't make no one do anything that you want them to do. They have to take
no,
it upon themselves. They have to
to
have
do
that
it. Yeah.
drive, that want. I want to do something, you know?
And so here's where my problem is that we're here to document and record. Then the state's trying to make a determination whether they're going to end up getting support. And most likely they do not because they don't want to spend taxpayer dollars.
Right.
That's the whole program. It's not to help them, but to limit the amount of public assistance available because
Right.
taxpayer dollars are, argued over by politicians apparently. And so that's, I'm caught in the giant.
We live in a socioeconomic paradigm, my friends.
Yep, we do.
Yeah, well, you got to justify the taxpayers spending their money on you.
And here we're just building model kits, man. It's like,
Yep.
what do we do with our life? We just build model
Well,
kits,
I
man.
see where this could actually possibly be a route to that sort of demographic of people to some extent. What
Oh no,
what, is,
yeah, those.
what does that give them? I don't know. It could give them some sense of accomplishment, but I understand where you're coming from as to what do they give back to society. I understand this, and that's why we're upset about the money we're putting out. It's kind of like we got to cut the funds off because the rest of America's starving. Don't want to get started on that, but I understand a little bit of the politics. But what is the quality of life? That's most important of all, I guess.
Yeah,
As long as you're
that's
alive, the
that's not
quality of life.
measured. We don't measure that. So,
Right.
but that is different. I for sure know
We
that.
measure that quality of life by what we do because we enjoy this. So that's a small
Yeah,
thing that we might overlook because when like Oni's under production and got a lot of shit, he might miss that fact sometimes and get bent. But that's what it is. That's that passion that drives that little bit that keeps that effort that puts the sweat on your brow.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I'm telling you,
So
bro.
enough about my work. I'm doing different things. So
That's cool that
Yeah.
you do that, though,
yeah,
buddy. That's cool
You know,
work.
I was gonna say it's very honorable because it takes a very strong individual. I'm not that individual,
Yeah,
obviously,
you gotta have a lot of
but I do.
patience.
I do try to keep. Yeah, I try to keep my my tongue in my head properly, but it's very tough. I'm just on the side of not getting bullied, and it's like whatever it is. So I can't give input because it's very hard, and that's what makes politics and stuff like that really tricky and dangerous. That we really don't discuss here. We just have open opinions that are kind of common sense, or everybody kind of agrees in certain ways. But it's basic.
yeah.
Right.
It's a tough
Right.
situation, and it takes a lot of heart and a lot of balls, man, with that, and help and really try to make a difference. Because I don't know
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
the answer is.
yeah,
Yes. I
yeah.
agree.
My little sister worked with the same type of people here in Minnesota. That was her main career, but she didn't work as an assessment agent. She worked as a full time caregiver
Yeah.
for a
Okay.
for one of those homes you're talking about, finding out whether or not that they should assess whether or not those people should be funded for those things and stuff. She
Yeah.
worked at one of those places, and her experiences there were, she said that things were kind of crazy. She
No.
said,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's
You're a
not like,
social worker. Things end up
mhm.
like that.
Yeah, and she didn't say it was the the kids she was working with. She just said just situations just get crazy. She's like it's like you're in the one of those positions where these people, they're adults, so you try to encourage them to act like adults, but then they totally like they go kid route real fast.
It's not. Yeah. I can explain a few more things, but I'm not going to say anything. It's
No, it's
very.
Yeah.
yeah. So
You don't
that's what my
understand
sister
it. They
had
don't
me do
understand
one
it,
day.
and it's like, what are you supposed to do? And it's like you figure a solution, and that's all we're doing, man. Is just looking for answers.
Answer.
That's all life is really
But-
about, is
And
finding an
we're
answer.
we're
What is
paid
that answer you're
because
looking for? Maybe you're looking for yourself.
yeah.
Maybe you're looking for your true love, your passion, your purpose.
So there's professionals that we do work for, and we're gathering information. So basically, we're compensated for that.
Right. We live in an age where we mine information for every little fucking thing. It's like, what's that
Yeah.
white speck on top of chicken shit? Oh, it's chicken shit too. That's because they want to know everything.
It's chicken shit too. Not
Uh,
laughing at you, Carrie. I'm laughing with you for that one. That
I
was
know,
great.
I know.
I like that.
Does it taste like fried
Ernie's gonna
eggs?
sway. He's gonna wipe. He's done.
Oh, Heiko.
I feel. Oh no, man! I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
I cringe. I cringe. I cringe.
Yeah.
I cringe.
Just
So I saw that picture of the kid running in a maze. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That
That
was
really,
for you,
I
Heiko.
thought,
that was very, very thoughtful, man. I
that was
really
just
do
nah, he hit
appreciate
me.
it.
that
That
fucking mirror hard, bro.
That
God.
would literally be. That would literally be that
every
kid.
time I replayed it, I laughed harder and harder. I
Oh,
am guilty
dude.
of that.
I'll use
I
that for an
wanted to.
IBO meme next. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hero Yui blowing up his Gundam. I'm Hero Yui, and welcome to Jackass. That's the meme I made of Gundam. That's my funny meme.
I've been waiting for someone to make like GTA Gundam memes, like people jacking each other's Gundam and doing stupid and then intertwining the timelines to do dumb shit in each one.
Isn't that
Oh,
Zeta?
that sounds hilarious.
I
Sounds
know.
like Zeta, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Sounds like Zeta.
yeah.
It's like what would happen if someone jacked Char's,
Like they're
Zaku,
literally
and then
stealing
they took
mobile
it
suits and
to
killing each
somewhere.
other's girlfriends, man. Like that is like
Yeah.
literally the definition of GTA Online, man.
Yeah,
You see some dude with your online girlfriend, you blow him up, man.
yeah. It was like the GPO3 got stolen in the second episode or something like that.
Yeah, first episode, man. Gundam
First
Jack.
episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I hate to break up our fun time, but we got to do some commercials here. So let's just
Commercial
run through them.
time. Yeah.
So we're almost to an hour. So let's
Yo,
get some of them in.
hey, I'm
Fender Bangers RC. Hey everybody, come check out Fender Bangers on Facebook and see what the zip is all about. If you got a need for speed on a small scale model style, well, come hang out and see what's cracking in the RC car world. Alright.
I think Oni's going to get out of here, right, Oni?
Yeah, man.
yeah.
All right.
Cool.
You have a great night. Thanks for
Man,
coming and kicking
All
with
right,
us.
man. You take care.
y'all hit me up at 5 in the morning. I'll be up.
Oh my gosh.
All
I gotta
right.
get up at 6. So
All right, later, yo.
Later.
Later. Let's.
so I
C's Bounty Bag Challenge. Enter for a monthly chance to compete. Show us your best build at curlyhell@gmail.com. Sponsored by Derek Ho and the Horde, WebC Official, and the Model Rocketeer.
Hey, everybody. Web C here, and I just want to encourage you all to get down and hang out with us and try and get in there for that monthly audition to be on the 12 spot. It'll be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that's about. That's just those commercials. I got more commercials, but they're local video style commercials, so we gotta load them up. Oh, it's all weird. It's being weird. Hold on, give me a moment.
I have so many seam line removal. I'm trying to sand seam
Said he was
lines.
taking a little break, so he was chilling out watching his talk smack.
Cool. Oh, we're
We're just
not
talking
gonna do
about work,
commercial
man. We're
time.
not talking
Thanks,
about
Mike.
anything crazy.
Yep,
But
we're
anyway,
not gonna do commercial time.
just move
We're
forward.
gonna
No, it's
we're gonna
really
just let this come in and play and hang out. So
Is
this is
it
also
Raid
something else
Shadow
I wanted to
Legends?
start doing. Is this is Magic the Gathering, guys. This is just like one of my other side hobbies and stuff. So this is a game that you can actually play on your phone, and it'll teach you how to play the full game, the real card game.
I tried the
The
Yu-Gi-Oh
rules are the
one.
same and everything.
Is it like Yu-Gi-Oh? Because I
It's
don't know how to
kind of
play
like
that either.
Yu-Gi-Oh, but
Okay.
instead of like 3,400 points for your monster only gets like 10 points max. Like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is the max power your monster will get. But it's the same thing. Attack, defense, and there's no defense mode though. But there's something called summon sickness, which is kind of like putting a
Cool.
monster down in defense mode on
Right.
first turn in Yu-Gi-Oh. Then other than that, like Magic the Gatherings, it's a mana based system. So there's cards called lands, and you use those land cards like that green the green one that's right there at the beginning of my hand. It's called a land card. Well, every turn you can tap that land card to turn it into an energy source, one energy, and then you
Okay.
use those energies to cast spells. Your creatures, your instants, sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, they're all called spells. And you use your energy source to cast the spell. And that's why they call it Magic the Gathering. So, you're casting magic spells. Each card is its own little magic spell. you know. So and then here's just a quick little updo. That specific card that I'm playing right there, he allows you to play 2 additional lands per turn because in the game you can only play 1 land per turn. So you can only build up 1 more energy source every turn. But if you play a card that says you can build up more per turn, then that breaks the original rule and creates the new rule where you, the individual, can play more. So each card affects the rulings in the game as well based on what those cards can do. So like one creature can have trample, another creature can have something called shadow. So trample just means whenever it attacks, like say if it's a 9/9 creature and a 4/4 blocks it, 5 damage will still go through to the defender. But if like a 9/9 and a 9/9 both block each other, then no damage would go through. It would cancel out, type of thing.
Okay.
And then you can gang block, where you can take like 5 of your creatures and block 1 creature with your creature. So yeah, you can gang block, but you can't gang attack in the same fashion. So when you pick your attackers, say I pick 5 attacking creatures, your opponent gets to pick who defends what creature. Yeah, it's the only shit part about it. But
No,
when you've
you
got
said
5,
gang block and then gang attack, and I was like,
I know. It's a
you going
it's
forward.
yeah, it's a I guess how you say it. It's kind of a one of those it's one of those words that it kind of teeters on a, is it a safe word to use for that type
I'm
of
being
a
immature.
scenario?
I'm so sorry. I
Um
Gang beast, man.
you.
Gang beast. That's what it's called.
yeah. Gang gang.
Gang.
No.
Is
Oh
it good?
god, I should slap myself for that. Um
Gang.
Okay, but you
so
said
anyways,
you can gang up, or you
it's
can use your team to block.
Yep. So you use your whole team to block. Now, your life total and your opponent's life total are what you're trying to get to 0. So you start off with, like, in this format that I'm playing, you start off with 25 life. And in the original format, you only get 20 life and a 60 card deck. In the version I play, you can get up to a 100 card deck, and you get 25 life, and you can only have one of each card in your deck. So the original standard format, you could play and you could get 4 cards of the same name in your deck. So there's a
I can
couple
see
different
that
ways you can play it.
GOP.
If you like playing with the odds on your side, you're going to play standard more. If you like playing a more puzzled style build, you're going to play the commander version of the game. And commander is also known as EDH or Elder Dragon Highlander. That was invented originally by game judges for the standard version of Magic the Gathering. After
Okay.
the judges would get done doing judge duty for a tournament, they would all sit down with their Elder Dragon decks that they would build, and they would do that. And some rep at Magic the Gathering caught these guys playing this game they invented out of Magic cards, and they brought it to the Magic people that make the cards, and they totally renamed it Commander, and then they issued it out to the masses, and it picked up real slow. Like, it took about 4 years for Commander to catch on,
Hey,
but
man. Game
now,
modes are popular. You change the rules, and that's really fun, man.
oh yeah,
You can
definitely.
play
And
Halo 10
Commander,
different ways, man.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Halo is
Change
one
the
of those
rules.
games where that's a
Yeah.
great example.
Yeah, I get that.
But
That's cool.
yeah, so in Magic, that's another thing with Magic, is like it's got something for everybody to like. If you like machines, they got machines. If you like vampires, they got vampires. If you like werewolves, they got werewolves. If you like mermaids, they got mermaids. If you like fairies and elves and goblins, they've got trolls and giants. Like, so there's like so many mythological creatures that
So
you
it's
can
like,
go with.
You got
kind of a
crabs,
Uh,
good
man.
and I'm proud group.
you know,
I want
so
to.
I
I
don't
want
really
to. I
play
want a
that
deck
way
full of
though.
crabs, man. So I
They
can
have
say I
that.
gave
You
you.
could
I
do that.
gave you crabs.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible, Oni Mecha. Yep. Scott says Magic is the OG of trading cards. Damn right it is, Scott. Yep. So, my deck.
No, I take it back. I want crabs with guns and knives. That's what I want on my deck.
That's something you could do too in Magic the Gathering now,
Oh god,
because
I'm
they've
just
got these
joking, man.
things called artifact equipments, and it's like a sword or a shield or a gun that you can put on your creature. And then if your creature dies, the artifact stays on the battlefield, and you can put it on another creature.
Can somebody
The
steal
most
it?
terrifying thing I've seen is crabs
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
knives
So,
and
so,
crows
so
with
one of your creatures
knives.
come up and jack some other creature's armor and stuff.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I mean,
Pole dancing zombies. That's what I want, man.
dude, no.
that's weird, but
How much
I'm sure that's a
you grab the
possibility.
pole and they
That's
fall off,
within the realm.
their arms fall off, and they fall off the pole, and their head
Yeah,
splatters on
man.
the
So,
floor.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, dude. That's cool, man. That's kind of kinky, man. Kind of
That's a
like
little
that.
bit off. Let's not use
I have very weird
that
thoughts,
verbiage
man. I'm
again.
sorry.
Ah, it's okay. Let's see. Show videos. Show videos. We did that one and that one.
Magic seems pretty cool. I would love to play some Raid Shadow Legends. You can play that game on auto, and it does everything
Hey
for
everybody
you.
at Kit Bash Gundam, it's your friendly admin
Yeah.
WebC here, and I just wanted to talk to you about, oh no, Halloween Build Off 2022.
Yeah.
Only rules, Halloween themed. You can turn your gunpla into things of nightmares. Show us your hardcore skills and make a themed build. Werewolf, mummy, and even zombie have been tossed around with the group as we were talking about this. Show us what you got. We will and already have opened up our events and other things like that. So starting 2 hours from now at 6 o'clock, that's just a formality. But I mean, the minute you see this, go ahead and start. Make a build. Do something. Come and hang out with us. I am building this commercial right now to share with everybody throughout the shows and everything and all the podcasts. So that's what we're doing right now. And along with that, for those of you that have access to the new Facebook chats, you come over here under the sidebar and you'll see the Kit Bash 2.0 regular Gundam chat, and then you'll see the Halloween 2022 build off. And then you can go in there, and as you join the chat, it's, I've already posted, hey crew, post your builds here. This is where we want you to enter your build at. Once your build is finished, we don't care where it came from or anything. It just needs to be you and your build. So post a picture of you holding your Gundam right here in the 2022 build off, and then people can just come in and scroll through and look at it. All right, you guys have a great day. Please, this is a free to enter, free to win. We have donations from Derek Cohen, the Horde, and WebC Official for you guys as prizes. So there are prizes for this build off. So get in here and let's see your cool spooky builds. Let's go.
All right, and I want to add two more things to that. All prizes are from Derek Ho, distributed via the Model Rocketeer, and then the other thing is if you don't have the new chats, go ahead and go to the events page, and that's why I set up the events page. So go to the events page and post your build in the events page if you don't have the new chats. But if you do have the new chats, go ahead and post your Halloween build in the new chats, the events page, wherever. We'll look on both sites come October 31st for all of those. But please, if you guys are just posting in that, be careful which group you're posting in, because we don't want you posting random builds that you're not trying to enter into that contest.
Yes.
So watch where you're posting in the chats, and it'll be smooth. We'll have a great contest, and that'll be due October 31st for the Halloween one. And then tonight, I'm always gonna let Carrie go ahead with the announcements for tonight. So let me go ahead and pull that
Hey
video
everybody
up.
at Kit Bash Gundam,
Hold on,
it's
that's not
your
what I
friendly.
wanted to do. You go away. Let's see. I'm full of words. My wife's over here laughing at me and stuff. Do you see that?
Well, good. At
She's
least she knows
laughing
something
at
new.
me.
You laugh and you have 10,000 followers. Yeah. Yeah, do
Reboot.
that.
New entry deadline. January
We
31st,
must attack.
2023. This is for the mascot build-off for
I
Kit Bash
need the
Gundam.
Dragon Hawks.
Yeah.
The Dragon Hawks are too
Is that a
few.
Star Trek reference?
Yep. So there you go. That's another thing for you guys to look for, look out, and look at is the The mascot build off, we as admins decided to extend it out for you guys to 2023, the end of January. So just go ahead, man. Anytime you get done with a mascot style build off, remember it has to be one of the 7 predetermined strike Gundams that we have a flyer for. And we will pass that flyer around weekly to make sure you guys get a reminder all the way up until the entry deadline. So we will be out there passing out flyers to remind you guys to start that build off, because we did feel really bad that we felt like people didn't get the info on time to compete in that build off. So we want everybody to compete. We want the whole 2,500, 3,000 of you guys. We want all of you guys competing in something like this. This is your mascot. This isn't my mascot. So I'm just a team member, just like you guys, when it comes to this kind of a build off. So I'm really excited to see what you guys do with Strike Gundam and make it look really cool. Remember, the colors are light blue, gray, and light gray. And it's okay if you splash a little white or a little if your decals are like orange or red or white or whatever, it's okay. Those colors are okay for your decals, but just your 3 paint colors, try and keep them the light blue, the gray, and the dark gray. If you need a kit example, here's a kit example for the build off. Go ahead and just, some of my water slides are orange and white or red. So just think about that when you're doing that, and have a fun time building that. Back to the Halloween build off though. Can talk to you guys a little bit about that. It's a free build. There's nothing really holding you guys back on that build. Go ahead, pull up your 3D printer, pull out your resin parts, and scrub and scrape away.
But
Make us
remember,
the coolest Halloween build.
it's only it's a Halloween build, so don't get too complicated. Don't overthink this.
Yeah,
It should be pretty
yeah,
simple.
and that's where I was going with it.
Yeah. Yep.
So while there are no rules, also, keep in mind that it's a smaller competition. So, maybe save your big $600 worth of kit and parts and stuff that you have saved up for a competition. Don't do it for our Halloween build up. Have fun.
This is like
That's what
take an
we
entry
want. We
grade and
want
turn it
we
into a
want to see
zombie.
fun stuff. Yeah, an
Go to
entry
Michael's
grade
or
and do a zombie.
Hobby Lobby, go buy some fake fur. Go buy an entry level granddaddy. Cut some
We got
fur, stick
a
on it,
murder
make it a
Garfield
werewolf.
already. So yeah, that's what we got going on, and what we're really just trying to keep our eyes on and talk about throughout the rest of this month is those getting those things out, talking about our sponsors, making sure people are getting things done over there. I don't have a video this week for a sponsor restock highlight, but um we do have an announcement that our sponsor actually has a very limited kit in stock, the God Gundam. If you guys are having trouble finding it and don't know where to find it, our buddy Scott over at Clarksville Hobby Depot LLC, he is rocking with just a few of those kits on hand. So don't rush over there and clean them out. But he's got a few of those guys on hand. So if you really need one, head
Don't
over
over there
there.
and rush out and clear out. Somebody better.
Yeah, Clarksville Hobby Depot LLC. We all want to get one, right? So, and then Scott's got a bunch of other new restocks in that came in. Super happy for. He got his Delphi decals up on the website and everything now. So definitely make sure you guys go in there and check out his Delphi decal selection and clear him out, because he's got some cool ones in there for a lot of kits that you guys definitely build more often. So go check those out too. Heiko, what you got going on there?
I am trying to figure out how fucked he made me, because he did mod and glue work, and this is part of detail lines. I gotta sand all this. I gotta go rescribe. Like, there's details here. I gotta sand all that, then rescribe it now. I'm trying to figure out what he did to me.
Is there an original picture?
I can upload a picture for you, maybe. Figure this out. I don't know.
Is that MK3 you're still working on?
Oh, this is a high grade commission.
Oh,
Can I put a picture into here and give it to you? Maybe.
No, the thing is, we have to turn them into little video clips.
Oh gosh. Maybe I
I
can just
know,
send it
it's
to you Messenger. I'm
we
just gonna
tried
send
to
it to you Messenger. Yeah.
we tried using the presentation mode or whatever that this has, because it says presentations in here in the options, but we've tried using it and it like freezes up on us and everything. It's like, no, we'd rather not use
I sent
this.
you an admin chat picture. You can probably screen share your phone or something like that if you want to, but
How
that's
do
what
you
I'm
do that?
building. You go to share screen for your mobile, and you can pull a picture up, I think.
Okay. That
Yeah,
must be
that's
your
the.
computer thing.
Oh, it is? I don't know.
I'm not
I don't
using a
know.
computer. I'm using a cell phone. That's why I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's something I don't have. Heiko sent a photo. I know what you're talking about now. Oh, that dude looks super cool. No, I can't. I can't do anything to like show you. Um,
So yeah, I
or
gotta work with
I can't
whatever
screen share
mods he did,
because
and
I'm
yeah,
running the podcast, so I can't change I can't mess with my camera options and stuff like that.
oh
What do you
yeah,
Like
need to do?
to to switch to a screen share or anything, my stuff it'll freeze up and shut down the live stream, so I can't do that. That's why I
yeah.
said
That's the kit
you
I'm
guys
building.
got
That's
to
cool.
send in like a 30-second video clip, and then I can load it in, and we can just pause it and look at it as a picture.
Send it to
But
me.
Yeah, so I gotta
I
figure out.
can. If you send it to me, I can trim it really fast with a thing. I can 30 seconds. I send it to Mike really quickly.
Oh, you're fine,
yep.
man. Don't worry about it. It's not
So
that important. It's just a lot of work, man.
oh, it looks
He
really cool.
he
It
doesn't.
sounds like a lot of work, but if we get used to making those little video clips and sending them in and stuff, it'll become secondhand and it won't be as much. It won't feel as tedious. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
I get all
So
my clips ready before the show. Like, I have all my clips up and ready to go before the show. Like every clip I've been showing you guys,
yeah.
I haven't. I have to get all that ready so that by showtime I'm all lined up, ready to roll out. And that's why I'd be like telling you guys I want to do more than just look at each other and talk and see if the cameras are working on sound check. We like gotta like really get into like telling everybody like, hey, I got this video, and this video to share. All right, send it over here to my messenger and I'll upload it like
Yeah.
in 2 seconds.
So
Like it only takes a video 2 seconds for me to upload if you
so
send
there's a
me the video.
backstory for this kid. He does kit bashing work, right? Okay, but he never learned how to do seam line removal, nub sanding. He didn't really care about that stuff, so he'll paint a kit and you'll still have nubs on his kit. Uh, he just
Mm.
doesn't really follow through with the basics of model building. And I get he's just randomly modding pieces and stuff, and that's okay. But for me to have the ability to help him, I need him to help himself, so he can actually learn basic cleaning,
Oh
basic
no!
mod work to prevent issues like this right here. So when you do mods, you want to be careful not to ruin the parts, but make them work to where you can paint and clean efficiently, basically. So he's good at doing designs. He's just not good at building models. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why
Mhm.
I'm here. That's why I'm doing this partner with him and I'm painting for him. So you kind of see he has good designs, but he doesn't know how to build.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's something that we do as partnerships. Then he'll take a kit that he designs and I paint, and then we'll enter that in the contest. So it's like dual build effort, pretty much.
Right, right.
So here's what Heiko wanted to show. No,
No, that's fine.
this is what Carrie's showing me.
That's a 1/35th scale work project I got going on.
That's super awesome. I like
That
that.
is actually cool. A full armor
Like,
color.
There's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of other girls that go. There's like 5 girls. It's a Master Box 1/35th
yeah,
miniature set.
we we can look at it a
So
couple
I got a
times. That's
bunch of
that's
guns,
really nice,
ammo.
brother. I like it.
So I'm gonna make a little vignette out of it. I'm not sure what to do with the head yet. I think I'm gonna put it like on a train car. I think I might put it on a train car or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's super cool. Thank you for
So
sharing,
yeah,
brother.
guys. So I gotta be up at like what 6 in the morning. Drop my car off at the dealer at 7 to get build service maintenance, and I'm probably gonna bail out here soon. Just to give you FYI. I know this is kind of one of those weird nights for me, but I'm normally up later.
Oh
But
no, that's
I'm probably
totally
gonna.
cool, man.
Yeah.
I totally get it, and like as you guys noticed, our friend Andrew Cosgrove hasn't been in office lately. Just
No, it's
want you to
fine.
know,
Yeah, it's cool.
Andrew's doing okay. He's got some family things that he's taking care of, and they require his more attention. And we just want Andrew to know we love you, Andrew. If you're out there watching us tonight, just keep your head up. Do what's best for everybody in the family, and just know that you're in the right spot right now. You're where you need to be. So just remember that me and Carrie definitely fully think you are
We're rooting
right
for you,
where
man.
you need to be. Yep.
And
So,
my pumpkin spice candle I've been smelling all night. Just, it's that
oh,
season.
Heiko, you are now officially Kyle.
Yep.
I'm a
Yep.
Kyle.
You're
What
now
the fuck,
officially
dude?
Kyle.
Hey,
Sorry.
just to be fair, I get these from a store my co-worker manager works at. Okay, we're good friends.
You
She
can't
actually got me
fix this.
she she got me a candle and it's pumpkin spice and she got me some really nice lotion, man. You want to see the lotion she got me?
I don't know. I'm a little worried about this. It better not be pumpkin spice lotion.
No,
Then
man,
she's
it's
just
just
like hinting at
it's
something.
just
She
like,
just wants you to be her tall drink of water.
Yeah.
it's for my hands, man. I
I
got
like
eczema.
soft hands,
Yeah.
big guy.
Well, I got eczema, guys, so I gotta use like lotion on my hands all the time, especially if they get dry.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
No, it's
Oh
cool,
man.
man. It's cool. But here's the lotion right here. Here's what it looks like. It says hero.
Oh, and she gave you that? You're her
Yeah.
hero, huh?
she wants you to smell good.
Heiko, are you not picking up on the subtle clues?
No, I know.
Did
I
you
understand
friend zone
everything, man.
her?
What?
What? See, now
No,
you're
no, no, no,
confused.
no, no, no. It doesn't work like that. No, 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 no. Well, hold on, wait. We were co-managers at the store, man.
That's
That's
okay.
that's a work relationship, man. It has to be like that. And I worked with her for 2 years, man. We're just really good friends.
Okay.
Good
This
stuff.
is a long game.
Yeah,
But
it's a
you
long.
saying she started buying you more things after you stopped working together, right?
Oh no, it's completely co-worker because they were fucking us over.
I'm
So
joking with
you
you,
had to gang up with co-workers so the bigger bosses don't fuck you over.
I've had some of those
No,
bosses.
yeah,
I
that's
think
that's
we've all had some of those bosses,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I think we're all there. Yeah. Hey, but anyways, man, I am close to finishing the Mark III. I
That's
actually
super cool.
I have clear top coat on all the rest of the pieces, and
Nice.
I'll give you a show since I'm about to get out. What I'm looking at is
Don't put the candle next to the flammable parts.
No,
yeah.
exactly.
So you got these parts left, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense. So you
As
got
he
all
slowly
this right
moves
here.
it away. Those are cool, though. I like that.
Yeah, it's just the leftover pieces, man. And I'm gonna do what panel lines this weekend, then do decals. I think I have these white markings here will go on some of these binders. So, and I'm probably gonna use these on the shoulders here. So
All
I'm
right.
not using very many, just enough to blend it in, make it look good. But anyways, man,
Sweet.
I'm out for the night, and
All
I'll
right.
probably
Thanks
catch
for
you
joining
guys
us.
sometime next Wednesday.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining
Uh,
us.
all right, man. You guys
Definitely.
take care.
You too, Heiko. Front facing. And now it's just the two of us.
And we're back.
It's all right. Anyways, yeah. So as for me, because I've been doing a whole bunch of other things like marketing and promoting and stuff tonight. Talking about my current project. I have my kit bash set aside because I am working on a competition build. So that's been my main focus throughout the night or throughout the week here is going to be me working on this competition build and getting it ready. I got the inner frame painted a pale gold because that's just I've used like gunmetal and stuff a whole bunch lately, and I'm just really tired of seeing dark flaky metals for the inner frame. So I wanted something different. And Wing Gundam's one of those Gundams where I feel like you can get away with putting gold anywhere you want on that Gundam, really, as long as it's a good gold. Like I said, so that's what I was working with getting is getting that good gold color to come through, and it turned out really good. All my parts look great, look ready to be assembled. I'm super excited for that, but I gotta now. I'm gonna black out the rest of the kit. And that's gonna be, that's gonna be the fun. I got two runners loaded up on gator clips, and I separate my runners into bins like this, and then when I put them on clips, I can keep them separate from each other still in that bin, and I can do something like this, where I just have the sticks sticking out of one end, and the gators all down in the other end with the parts, keeping them, from falling out. And that's where I'll keep that one until the kit I have. I have a set over here that's ready to get painted too in my booth. So I got two stick sets up, and with this, because there's a lot less pieces than the inner frame, each runner for the inner frame had nearly 35, 40 parts. It was insane. But for these other parts, they're a lot smaller, less pieces per bin or whatever. So like the one bin, the one bin I showed you, it has like 25 parts. The other one that I did has like maybe 20 parts, and then I've got one bin in here that only has like 6 parts. I have a couple bins that have like 20 parts, and a couple bins that only have like 15 parts. So it's not really a lot left. So I just kind of like am just going in the order of whatever bin I can grab off my table. That's what my current grabbing process is for all of that. And yeah, with that, the gold just looks phenomenal though. I am so impressed with that gold. That's
It really did turn out amazing. That's one of the hardest colors to make pop good.
yeah,
It
and
comes out weird.
so with this whole scenario, what I did was I used a super heat wash setup, and I used 2 abrasives in the scrubbing cycle and cut out a lot of my sanding work. And those abrasives created like this enough tension on the surface for the paint to grab and settle into.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say, hold on, I can do a test for you. I can show you what I mean. So, on this piece right here, I painted it. I left some of it the original color, that gray,
Yeah.
and then it's gold on top. Well, if we take this stick, we can show that like the stick doesn't create a scratch on the paint. So I know I was successful in getting my parts clean, because that's the one thing you need to do for this paint to work properly is your parts have to be clean. That's it. That's the only thing you really got to stress out when you're using G paint is like just make sure your parts are clean, because if they're not, you're going to get like particles under there, and then if you try to rub on that particle, it's going to peel your paint, because your paint didn't get a chance to cure into the plastic, right? And that's what I've experienced before too with G Paint. So G Paint's kind of one of those systems. As long as you make sure like there's no particles, there's no dust, there's nothing wrong with your parts, when you go to start spray painting, you'll have the easiest time. And G Paint's really controllable too. Like it has a really nice control on even the cheapest airbrushes. You can get really nice control and really nice quality paint from it. So beginner friendly, yes. Moderate to expert builder friendly, yes. Pro builder friendly, yes. Like G Paint's it's a friendly type of paint all around. And like I said, the Justin over there at Studio Gundam, he knew that not everybody was gonna like one kind of gold, so he made more than one kind of gold out of his brand. He also has a rose gold from his brand that's really pretty. He has also a really nice copper. The copper is a really nice auburn color. It has a really nice auburn glow to it, which is super awesome too. And the other metallics, like the red metallic, has a gold glow to it. I like it. And then the metallic blue is deep. It's very deep. I did a whole kit with that metallic blue, that Rambo Rel Bugu. That thing turned out super awesome. That was That was my first custom paint job on a mono eye, and I was so impressed and happy with it. It's almost ready for water slides and top coat. It's got a couple more days to air out, and then it'll be ready. Um, I do think that the G paint takes a while to air out, and that's something that I don't know what it is, but as long as you let it air out and let the chemical air off of it, the paint will take pretty much any water base top coat that you use. Um, Gloss, varnish, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Whatever goes on last, whatever you're going to put on last, let it
Whatever
let
y'all
the
call
G
it.
paint let the G paint air out a little bit before you put that last coat on. It's not like it bubbles the top coat or anything, but what it does is the top coat pulls away from the G paint if the G paint hasn't fully aired out. A lesson learned. That's a lesson I learned. So that's why I tell you that. I'm not telling you to discourage you from using the paint. I'm just telling you, hey, this is going to help you be a better builder with this product. So think about that. Oh
Be
yeah, I really
prepared.
need a drink
Yep.
of water. So yeah, I'm gonna throw up a commercial. What do we want to talk
Sounds like a
about?
plan. And I'll race.
Are you looking for a Gunpla community with interactive content, such as live video chat builds weekly, 24-hour chat room, and so much more? Check out the Facebook page and Messenger to get full-level access to a great team that wants to build with you. Get Bash Gundam. We're here to build.
It's like I'm slacking. I smelled something. I had to go check on a smell. I realized it was probably my wife's coffee.
Now, see, Scott was talking about this Godzilla battle line. What do you know about it? Other than Godzilla's
Battle line?
monsters,
I don't know anything about that Godzilla battle line. That's
I know he's a
interesting.
Godzilla
I'll have to
fan,
look
so
into
I'm
that
really
and see what
excited to
that is.
see his Godzilla collection, I think.
Right. Yes. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it is or where it goes or where it came from. That was an interesting thing that happened to my camera. So yeah. And then I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna have something really cool, hopefully by Wednesday, to show you guys on what's in the hangar Wednesday. Hope I got something cool to show everybody by then.
Uh-oh.
We'll
Uh-oh.
see. Yep. And then I had to go outsource some water slides still. So but that's okay. Scott will eventually carry all the water slides. He'll just hit order on all the different ones eventually. But I get right now he's only like carrying ones for kits he's carried or does carry, and that's a good plan. That's a great plan because then like you can uh, your customer can go, oh well, I bought this kit. Maybe he carries extra parts for those things, and so boom, there you go. There's another sale. A week later when they're going to build that kit. It's a great plan, to have that type of stuff. So Godzilla collecting madman. I spent so much money on Godzilla Battle Line, had to stop as soon as I did that. Scott says he's been trying. Yep. Yeah. Other
Godzilla
than
not.
that, though, the whole competition line out has been pretty good so far. Got a lot of good positive feedbacks over on the new chat room
Still want to
for
see it like roll out exactly.
yeah. It's so weird that some people still don't have access a month into them having that as a thing. Like
I'm
that's
guessing
been
by
the
Monday.
weirdest thing about it. Yeah, hopefully by Monday you get access, or I don't know. I don't know how it's going, like regions or state by state or whatever. So I'm not sure what it is, but the new Facebook chats is pretty cool, and it's going to help us uh, isolate better builders faster to get to know them and to encourage them to do better things. So that'll be one of those cool things about that chat. Other thing is, you instantly, whenever you create an event on Facebook, it asks you if you want to create a chat linked to that event. And that's what I did when I created that. So it was all just like instant, everything popped up all at once.
Right.
So it was real fast, real simple. I really like that. That's going to be something that's beneficial. And like I told people, like on the events page, and then I made a Facebook memo, like for those of you who still don't have the chats, feel free to go to the events page and drop your pictures for your entry for the Halloween build up. For Webc's Bounty Bag, I don't know if we're going to create an event page or not for that.
I think
Bash Gundam.
maybe to keep it easy to track.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Still,
yeah,
it'd just be easier to handle. It's up to you.
Yep.
So think about.
I just don't want to. I kind of wanted that to remained like a private thing, though. You know what I mean? Like the entries to be private and for only the select panel to be able to see them and vote on them.
Like that.
That's kind of what I wanted. That's why I was like, I don't know if I want to make the events page in the chat room for it. Maybe once we get the 12 members selected, we'll create a chat room for the 12 members and all the admins to come together and converse and stuff about how we're going to finish out the rest of the tournament. That would be good. That would be something we should do. I agree with that. But we'll wait until we get to that point. We get all 12 members put up for that. And, other than that, the everything seems to be good. The reboot commercial you made looked freaking amazing for that mascot. I really think that's awesome. I thought that was spot on, bro. That was like a spot on hitting the hammer on the nail. Doug was like, "Whoa!" Doug saw that. That blew Doug away. Doug was just like out of the park, amazed. Like, wow, I did not think, type of a deal. So
I was impressed. It turned out pretty good. So I was like, oh, now I've got a new template to use for certain things. I like that. I like the login. It was just cool.
Yep, that's cool. I like that. I liked
it took me like
the
an hour and a
robot.
half to cut that strike out because I had to blow it up and I trimmed it out in the program, cleaned it really good so I could have a sticker, and then started adding shit so it looked like it was like a game almost.
Yep. No, that looked amazing. That was exactly it. And I was surprised. I like that little, the end bit too, where it throws up all the restream. We're here to build. That's awesome. I like that. I know that's one of my quotes, but no, I have no quarrel with you throwing that up there on those things.
That's your quote. That's the only reason it's up there. It's your quote. It was I made it say production because you're the producer, so as long as I can make ends meet, do my homework, get it off to the producer, you're putting it in line, or I'm using them too, obviously too. So that's why I want to put that in there. So that recognition's coming full circle that you're on the
definitely.
That. But
definitely. And then when
you said it best.
Yep. So and come see what all the zip is about.
Right. I like that one, and I wrote it down wrong, but because you said on a small scale model. Instead of saying, I said scale on a small scale. You said scale model size or something. Way better. So I had to write it down.
That one. If you want to see, if you like to go fast but want to do it on a scale model size, come see what the zip is about at Fender Bangers RC. Yep, that's my quote.
Because I started to make those in hoping I would put a voiceover to it quickly, but I was like, I'll just turn these over for now. I can still add to it and just for always modifying, cutting them up, mashing them together. Whatever is happening.
Sometimes I feel like it doesn't need vocals, and then sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Some vocals would sound good. Like, let's see what we could do. Let's see if we can make a chipmunk, or let's see if we can make an old lady, or I try not to make it sound just like me, but like let's go for some different types of things or whatever, you know. So,
Right.
yeah, and then the opening scene for tonight, you know, for tonight's show, that the Kit Bash Gundam show, like adding in those vocals and stuff, really like it refreshed the opening of the show, which was good. I liked it a lot,
Yeah.
and we're, you know, moving forward, I hope that's the premise of what we always do is like try and make the opening look better, more kick ass. But I think that's going to be the opening for a while. Like that's so far that I like that opening, the whole digital imagery of the Gundam being colored in and stuff like that. That's really cool. You know, I think that being able to make those videos is something that I really enjoy doing too. Like
I
that's
can't do it.
one.
I tried. I just didn't.
It's
I couldn't find what I was looking for to get done. It wasn't feeding what I needed. So I was like, I'm good. You're doing that. I like that. It's fine. It's good stuff.
Yep, those ones, and then like, so whatever it is I'm doing on there that makes it do it the way it does, it looks really nice, and so it comes out good looking. So that's I was happy. I discovered that it made a little video on the program that I was using, right? Like that's where I get that from. Like,
Okay.
so it's not me recording live, but it's recording me every time I make a brush stroke. It records me, and then it'll record me rewind or undo the brushstroke, or it'll record every time I put my finger down and make like a swipe or something to put color down. The camera makes a record of the picture before and the picture after. So it's like almost what do you call it?
Stop
It's
motion
almost
almost.
like a stop motion, but more like a still motion kind of.
Okay.
I'm not don't know how to really explain that, but instead of it being a stop motion where like the picture's moving, it's not. The picture's standing still, but the color being added to the picture is moving around and everything. So
Right.
a little bit different. Well, they turned out really good. Scott got one from me actually from Clarksville Hobby Depot LLC. When he became one of our sponsors at Patreon, he got himself his very own custom digital uh, rendering from me, and nobody else has it. Nobody else will get it, and I've already deleted them from my files. So Scott actually is the only person that has that file. So it's kind of like I created a personal private NFT that only
Right.
Scott has. So that's kind of cool. That's something Scott can share it if he chooses to with people, or he can keep that as his like own personal little thing that's like his trinket, or he can put it on like one of those moving picture things that you can put in your desk. It's like a moving picture display. It can load up into one of those. It does a whole bunch of this. Oh, and I'm so glad you're honored to have that. Like I worked hard on that Sazabi one too. Just so everybody knows, I painted
That was
I painted
awesome.
a digital video Sazabi is what I gave Scott. And yeah, because he had mentioned that he was like really digging on the Sazabi design, so I was like, all right, you know, that should be cool. He should really like this. Me putting my little spin on how I view the Sazabi. And yeah, I just kind of just went, you know, pretty traditional, you know, just stuck with the red theme colors and gave it some nice shading work. And yeah, it turned out great. It's really cool to have those little those little clips because I can make them 30 seconds or like I can make it 10-second, I can make it 15, 30-second, or a minute long. So, and I can render them all that way. And then I can also render out of that app that I'm using, I can render it into 1080 all the way up to 8K. I can render a photo out. So that's a pretty cool app that I'm using to do that. And that's separate than my video app, and that's separate from like our restream as well. So, but the nice thing is all three of these apps work really well together in creating all the content we create for you guys. So that's one of the coolest things is I don't even know the name of the app. I can't even pronounce it properly. It's one of those weird apps that it's just a bunch of letters and it
Right.
makes a weird sounding word that I don't know how to say. I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to say it. But the video app I also use, I pay licensing for called InShot. So I have the license. You know, that's where one of my video licenses is with them, and so they help me, and I can use any of their sound fonts and stuff that they have on hand. And they have like cool things like boing or like pew, different sounds like that and stuff. They have those types of sounds and stuff that I can grab and use, and if I want to, or I can go on my music production system that I have, and I'll just make my own music. And that's basically what I am doing for the most part, is making my own music for all of our stuff, because why pay other people copyrights when we could have the copyrights ourselves for our own music and stuff.
Mine come with whatever apps I'm using or paid for, same thing. I just string them all in there. Or I've gotten shysty enough to clip certain songs apart and mash them together so they can't. So it's, by the time it picks it up, it resets, so it keeps killing the algorithm, like in the SoundHound.
Yeah, yep. So that's been one of those things. But I was actually thinking about maybe cutting the Friday Night Kit Bash short, taking a little bit longer of a break session, and we'll be back at 11:30 for the late night with Web C and the Model Rocketeer, because like I said, Andrew's not going to be here for us. So I'm going to go ahead and load up the Get Out of Here video, and we will chill and talk a little bit about that. Yep, and get ready for late night. So here is the Get Out of Here video. And
get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Go home. Park the car. And yeah, let's see, the Model Rocketeer, Jake Parrott, the Desert Rose. Then we have Oni Mecca and Clarksville Hobby Depot LLC. So yeah, those are all guys that we want to mention tonight on the scroll out. That's gonna replay. We'll just replay it a couple more times while we're talking and stuff. It's gonna be like Mystery Theater 2000
into the entry of the bounty bag.
Oh yeah, the bounty bag entry. Don't forget to hop on over. Get a hold of me, Michael Wimmer, Web C, anywhere on social media to send in your audition photo, I guess, because emails have just been atrocious on that. So just get a hold of me. I'll take your photo and send me your email so I can try and email you an official "you're in the audition" email, so that you get that, because that is something. That's why I wanted everybody to email, is because I wanted to be able to respond to you like an official person, like I should be, saying you're in the competition's audition stage, and you are, on the 7th, your photo will be looked at, and blah blah blah, and if you win, this is what would happen. So there is an email that goes out when you send in your photo, that I try to send back to everybody. Usually just thanks for your audition entry, and on the 7th we'll let you know, or the 8th, by the end of the day on the 8th, we'll let you know if your photo won or not. So yeah, that's it. That was me, Web C, the Model Rocketeer. Tonight we had Heiko Nito and Oni Mecca hanging out with us. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.